The best reward for planning a successful group ride is you will be asked, when is the next one? I'm gonna lead. I have a cameraman with me right here. So those of you that have ridden with me before, you know that I'm in and out of you know, in traffic. I'll be going around you guys filming. Just keep going, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Just stay in your lane and I'll ride all around you. Hey, welcome to the channel. This is Bronx Brothers Motorcycles. My name is Richie. On today's video, we're going to take you along with us to a motorcycle rally over at Colonial Beach in Virginia. Also, I'm going to give you a brief summary how I plan and prepare for a group ride. You see, I've been doing this for over 15 years. This group ride that you'll be watching today was planned by me. So I'm going to give you a brief summary of who it is I invite, who I don't invite. When sharing information with the group, what are the highlights of the trip, such as destination, good food, things like that. What other information am I sharing with the group so that there are no surprises? More importantly, so that people come prepared and they don't cramp your day, if you know what I mean. So, let me get on with it. When planning a trip, who do I invite and who do I not invite? I invite mature people that I know are going to have their motorcycle registered, insured, they have license, they have no legal issues if we're stopped by the police. Which, as a matter of fact, we came to a roadblock on this trip and everybody had all their documents in order. So there were no issues. And that occurred when we were leaving the rally. It was quite a surprise for us. But, like I said, I only invite mature men or women that have their act together. The other thing I look for is people who take good care of their motorcycles. People who are up to date with their maintenance. You don't want to be going with a guy who his bike is falling apart. And now you're 2 hours away from home and his bike breaks down. Now, if somebody's bike breaks down through no fault of their own, that's totally understandable. And you know the motto, leave no man behind. We also know that there are people out there who don't take good care of their bikes. And those are the people you don't want to invite. The other kind of people that I'm not inviting is people who can't ride in formation. Now, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. And I've ridden with groups where they're all over the road. They can't ride in formation. And what's the big deal about that, some of you may ask? Well, I don't need anybody popping up on my left or right unexpectedly. That causes accidents. And more than that, it causes stress on my part. I'm leading the ride, and I need everybody to stay in formation. If somebody passes, it's because they need to get a message across to the leader and say, I need gas, I'm hungry, I need to go to the bathroom, something like that. But people that have to break off of the group and just take off on their own and then catch up with us later, I'm not riding with people like that. Now, when planning a trip, there's certain things that I look for and I share with the group. What are the highlights of the trip? And with that, it's always, what's the destination? Along the way, what's the scenery gonna be like? When we arrive at the place, where is the food? We usually get there hungry. Along the way, what are the roads like? When picking a good road, you want to be sure that it has good scenery, traffic is light, and on a motorcycle, you really want some twists and turns in there, if at all possible. Now, I've gone on trips where there's not a lot of twists and turns, but the scenery is just outstanding. So that makes up for the lack of twists and turns. What other information am I sharing with the group so that there are no surprises? But more importantly, so that people come prepared. For example, I share the weather. If there's a chance of rain, I mention it. there's a 30% chance of rain. If you have rain gear, bring it. It's gonna be cold in the morning, such as with this trip. It was cold in the morning. In the midday it was very warm. We were riding in t-shirts basically. And then once the sun went down, it was back to cold weather gear. I shared all of that information with the group well in advance so that everybody came prepared. I let them know that there would be food at the end of the ride. When we got to the motorcycle rally, there was going to be food vendors there. I told them we would be stopping quite frequently, about every hour, in some cases every 45 minutes. This is a leisurely ride. This is not a have to get there quick. Let's take a little break here and we'll continue on the other side of this pit stop. You're in the tunnel.
Yeah, right. That was him.
Oh, was it him?
Yeah. Mine was quiet.
Maybe.
Yeah?
In the tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you in the tunnel. That sounded good.
That sounded cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, someone's like really loud too. Is that you? Or the blue one?
Ronnie.
No, yeah, it's you guys.
No,
yeah.
that's not Ronnie.
A little bit.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, you
I
guys.
was revving a little bit.
You guys were cranking.
The tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I thought my ears were going to fall. At a high pitch.
Giving the nephew the full experience.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah.
Good for you. A great lesson for him too. You know.
Yeah. Is that your, which one's your boy? Is he here yet?
Yeah. He's
Okay.
gassing up. So
All right.
as soon as he's done, I'll introduce him to you guys.
Cool.
Oh, that's new
Yeah,
band.
he's going to ride with us.
Okay.
Yeah, he works with me.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I invited him. He said sure.
And then that's it.
Ronnie, don't ride like that.
It's just him. Okay.
Yeah.
You won't see it. You won't see anything.
So I don't get a tan.
Yeah. Having it, bro.
Hey, everybody, this is Ace.
How you doing?
Richie, man.
Gilmore.
Ace.
Ryan.
Ace.
Ryan.
Yeah. ACE.
Ronnie.
Andy.
Andy, nice to meet you.
Thanks
Thanks for inviting me out.
Davis.
Good ride.
Okay, so Richie, where are we going?
Colonial Beach. So we're gonna head down 17, just straight down. When we get there, I hope to eat lunch, or you know,
Why hope?
shortly after it. Cause it depends what they have. If it looks like crap food, then you know. But I did look online, and it seems they have a few good places, and they have vendors, a lot of vendors. Just like any other bike rally, they're gonna have a little bit of everything. And then walk around and just do whatever. They got free music too. They got a concert. It's free. What else? Yeah. Yeah. So once my brother comes in, we're gonna say a prayer.
Father,
Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. All right. Yeah. So let's talk Spanish while they talk Filipino. You guys talk English. Pues sí, brother, como te iba diciendo. Yeah.
How cold is it out?
I say Filipino, Tagalog. I forget.
Once I opened my garage, I was like, okay, it's not too bad.
Yeah. Well, I warmed up a little bit.
Yeah.
I just went with the theory of layer up and through the day layer down.
Tim, you, Andy. You're good, man.
I know. I'm just. Once you go down, man.
No, it's good. You got plenty on there. That's why I say, are you showing any threads?
No.
Not tread, but threads.
Monday I get new tires. Hey, Richard. So about how many hours ride
It's
is it?
about probably, I'd say 2 hours.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, yeah. How we do?
Lady.
Not too bad to follow?
You're good. It's just like what I'm looking for is like cars behind you guys.
Okay.
And people cutting me off. I'm like, okay. And then they're like, sometimes I see they're so close to the last guy. I'm like, ah.
Yeah. Who's the last guy? Domingo?
Domingo.
Yeah. Well, let's continue on. So, I would like to mention that I'm carrying a passenger, and it's my nephew. And my nephew just purchased his first bike ever. And as a matter of fact, this coming Saturday, October 19th, he is going to be getting his license. So, it's my brother's grandson. And I told my brother, I said, let's bring him along. I'll carry him to the event and you carry him back, so that he could get a feel of what it's like to be on the road and just understand what we do when we're on the road, how we ride and all of that. It's actually his first ever motorcycle trip on something like this. And he's doubling up as my cameraman. So that was a plus. So, continuing on with how I plan these rides. One of the other things I do is I set a time when everybody should get there and give ourselves between 30 minutes to 45 minutes to chit chat, drink a coffee, fill up with fuel and whatever. And also, very important, when I send out that message, I always say fuel up first, kickstands up at this time. So it's a habit of most of us that have done this various times. As soon as you pull into the gas station, before you say hi to the guys, before you go and start chit-chatting, the very first thing you do is fuel up, park, and now you can start talking and just having a good time with the people. Go get a coffee, do whatever it is that you want to do. Kickstands up, we try to be punctual with that. Now I realize there's a lot of people that don't like to ride in groups. And part of the reason is some of the things that I mentioned before. Is disorganization, riding with people who are not documented, who don't have all their documentation in order, people who don't have their bikes in order, people who carry on in certain ways that is not the way you would carry yourself in public. So all of those things are a good reason for you to start your own group. You can handpick who you want to bring along. Like that, you're sure to have a good time. If you are the one attending a group and you don't know very many of those people, then it is very likely that you could have a not so good time. I've been there, done that, like I said before. Now I believe this is probably common sense, but it's worth mentioning. So if you know that Robert always rides with Billy and Harry and you just want to invite Robert, that might be a problem. It might create problems between you and that group of 3, because now you're trying to not invite the other 2 guys who were tight with Robert, and you know Robert's gonna tell those other guys, hey, I'm going on this ride, they invited me but I don't want to invite you. And so something like that, I would not invite Robert unless it was okay that the other 2 guys come along. If they're knuckleheads, troublemakers, don't have their bikes properly, you know, licensed and all that stuff, or maintained, then I'm gonna have to not invite Robert, so that, you know, we're living a smooth life, if you will, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Not trying to get anybody mad, PO'd or anything like that. So it's just best to not invite Robert, and that's how that works. Now let's watch a little bit more of the video, and at the end here I'll give you my closing thoughts. I didn't see that state trooper. I think every man who I know. I don't think we're going to find that much.
I can't hear you.
Yo, that's mine, by the way. I was here first.
No problem. What do you got?
Put peppers on here.
Yeah, put peppers on mine.
You got a violin out there? You got a violin over there somewhere?
Yeah, I'm using it right now.
There you go.
You know what they say? Speak up or...
Oh, shut up.
There you go.
Thank you, bro. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Yes, and give me lemonade.
One lemonade? Yeah. And one gyro? $25, please.
$15 for this.
Huh?
Virginia Beach.
Oh, wow. That's a hike.
Yeah, it is.
Nice little ride.
How long does it take you to get here?
7 hours?
God damn.
No.
We stopped a lot.
Yeah. Met up at what? 8:30, left at 9. Well, about 9:15 I got
Yeah, 9:15.
this morning.
Got here about 40 minutes ago. Right?
Yeah, about 40 minutes. Made 3 stops.
Yeah.
That's a good hike.
Yeah.
Well, around the house, it don't matter.
Yeah. See, look, yeah, I get these too.
Give you a quick idea of where Colonial Beach is situated in Virginia. It's on the Potomac, and just across the Potomac is Maryland. And for those of you that don't know the area very well, Potomac River, which goes up into the Washington, D.C. area, feeds out into the Chesapeake Bay. Now the Chesapeake Bay starts off in Virginia, and that's where the settlers came in through. John Rolfe, Pocahontas, all that whole story, that's where they came in through and went up to Jamestown. Well, the Potomac feeds into the Chesapeake. Now the Chesapeake at its base is 17 miles wide from one side to the other, just to give you an idea of how big the Chesapeake Bay is. And then it goes up north into the northern states of the eastern seaboard. how was your first ride ever?
My first ride. As a backpack, it was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. First bike week
As a passenger.
in the books.
Yeah?
Carolina, what do you call it? Carolina Beach.
What did you enjoy the most?
Oh, man. I think what I enjoyed the most was just between stops, just chilling, talking with everybody.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was sweet.
So next time you're gonna be riding.
I am.
Yeah, hopefully we'll go. When's your thing?
Next weekend, 19th,
Oh, yeah?
20th.
Well, what we'll do is we'll take a couple rides, you know, before that longer trip, just through town.
Okay.
Yeah. Jim, how'd you enjoy the ride?
I had a great time.
Yeah.
It's it's just a good mix of everything. You know, you went you know, a good straight highway, very little traffic to deal with, and then ended up taking the right exit and then going through the windy roads where you got some good speed, some nice turns and banks that just continued.
Yeah, man.
And it really got into that, and then to cap it all off, back to, all the way up there to Colonial Beach and taking part in the Bike Fest. Really enjoyed it. It was an awesome time.
Cool, man. Andy,
Sir,
how'd you enjoy the ride?
I loved it. I loved it. Beautiful.
What was your favorite part for you?
Riding with you guys.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good, likewise,
Riding
man.
with Bronx Brothers.
Right on. As you can see, we really had a good time today. We went to Colonial Beach. That windy road was 17 miles. Very windy road. There was a car in front of us that kind of spoiled it. They were going under the speed limit because actually we like going a little bit faster than the speed limit, but this car just... So we pulled over and let them. But let's see what Ryan has to say. Ryan, how was your how'd you enjoy the ride?
It was nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a good one.
Cool. What was your favorite part?
Favorite part? The ice cream. All of it. I'll go with all of it.
Yeah.
You know.
How about you? What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was when we headed back.
Go home.
That's right. My feet were
Homeboy,
hurting already.
so
Hey.
how'd you enjoy the trip?
It's alright. Not
Yeah.
too much out there, but a lot of motorcycles though.
How was the ride itself? How you enjoy it?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like it.
Well, there you have it. I think everybody enjoyed themselves. And just to clarify what the last guy, Fillmore, said was that our destination was not that great. It was somewhat underwhelming. And I would have to agree with him. But the actual ride and fellowship, camaraderie, brotherhood, whatever you want to call it, that was great. We had a good time. We had good conversation, good riding, good weather. It was just an overall good time with a good group of guys. And that's what's really important about picking the right people for your ride. So, I'd like to close out with saying that when planning a ride, it's always important that the people you're inviting are people who are friendly, selfless, helpful, make good conversation. I mean, I think humor is a good one. Now, I've been on plenty of rides by myself, but I always find it is so much more fun when it's a group ride, and especially when it's a great group of guys and girls that come together on something that we all enjoy, and that something is motorcycles. So that's my 2 cents on it, and like I said, I've been doing it for a while. As always, you all take care. Watch out with the crazy people on the roads, and I will catch you on the next one. Adios.